At least not in this league.
No, not in this league.
Okay, so it's IO plus OD and Coddle plus Troll. So advantages, Coddle Troll is a much stronger lane than IO Troll, 100%, and you should be able to push the Timbersaw out of the lane easily with a Chakra Magic and Illuminate, which is Coddle's not 5. Or Coddle's a 5.
Yeah.
Which means that you won't be able to get the Ags as early, and this means you'll be lacking teamfight considerably for the early mid game. So it's all about the OD. Honestly, OD has to do so much this game. The Celebrity has to play a really exemplary game. And look, level 1 Arcane Orb, a very popular build these days, because you're like, well, if I get level 1 Arcane Orb and then you go for the Aura, you have pretty much have free mana.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
And then you finally max the Astral, right, level 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
I actually like this build a lot. It's very smart because you can still harass. I mean, Arcane Orb deals a fair amount of damage, and IO keeps you somewhat healthy.
I mean, very healthy, especially with the double ring build he's got right now. Just basically pure regen. Oh, but the caster, he's got the GG branch. No, you're wrong. He's going to eat it with a tree, with a tango, to be able to get the double regen out of it. So, yeah, it's just playing to win the lane here, VP. We'll check in and see how that one is going to go top lane. Mid lane, Larl versus Magical Vilkard. Flex and Vilkard here. Again, really useful. I mean, you can see no points in the Flame Guard, no point, right?
Usually,
literally no point.
Yeah, usually Ember up top or down below they actually get the kill on Shaman. That was just a whirling axis towards the end that finished them off. They were not expecting the whirling axis. It actually has an incredible range. Yeah, really flooding early kills. The level 1 of the range, whirling axes are actually 75 damage versus all cost so little, and even cruising slow is really, really useful. That is the scale. At level 1, you can easily get kills from overzealous supports. And in the mid lane, usually Ember just max Light of Fist and like get 2 points in Searing Chains. You play a more aggressive Ember early, you know Invoker's gonna have to rotate, so this build serves 2 purposes. First, it's better for the lane because Flame Guard just gets dispelled. And second, you can mirror Invoker's rotations much more effectively. If you go for Flame Guard build, mirroring his rotations is difficult because you're like, guys, I'm burning them, but they're running away. Oh, I can't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's used to have Flame Guard at all in the mid lane because it'll just, as soon as you cast it and you hear the little, I don't know what instrument or what sound effect it is with Ember. He's got like that little aura noise. I don't know how to describe it, right? As soon as you hear
a gong with some sort of
yeah, it is.
It's like a gong with like manipulate, like editing
with like a lot of reverb too. As soon as you hear that, Magical's go, oh, tornado. See you later.
Exactly. So and Magical's a really solid Invoker. You can I mean, he loves playing these kind of win condition heroes, and Invoker's perfect for him because he can solo carry pump games with them.
Top lane is really hard though, I do have to say, because of the Wisp in this lane. BT, he usually is strong because he's just able to run up to people and chunk them really down quite low. Usually you don't have enough regen in the lane. Kind of the same way that Veno wins lanes, right? Except for an Ursa, because he just murders Ursa all game. But in most lanes, Veno just looks to keep you on low HP and zone you out. But here, with a Wisp and an OD, you're going to eat, if any single time Nofear wants to get 1 or 2 auto attacks, he's going to eat at least 3 or 4 auto attacks in return. And yeah, just get banished immediately here, and he might just be dead. He's got a good move speed.
Yeah, he got the remnant. Very sorry to return to it before he got Astral, so it was pretty good. Middle lane though, Magical already kicking the Ember out of lane. Even if you don't go for Flame Guard, which actually did go for 1 point, I'm not the biggest fan of this, but he went for the 1 point of Flame Guard. Invoker's still really strong. He's powerful against melee heroes. As a melee hero, what you do against Invoker is for the first 3 levels, you're like, oh, he has no damage, I can last it so easily. And then once you get to level 4, you're like, oh, he can harass me forever, and Cold Snap hurts, so GG lane.
It's the Quas Orbs here. You can see just so much natural regen. That's kind of the opposite of what they got going on top. But yeah, our Morphling really starting to struggle here. Don't worry, he's just getting a little bit more regen underneath the tower, maxing the agility, as the kill will be.
Well, Nofear just commits suicide.
Yeah, he just commits suicide. I was just say, what?
Yeah, they didn't catch him in time. Celebrity was trying, or forcemajor was trying to hit him once to prevent that from being a suicide. Again, it's not a suicide because the gold is separated, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Yep.
Oh, he tried to avoid the MP.
Not
only burning mana, but remember that 30% of the MP mana burn gets back to the Invoker. So you actually get back enough mana for a second round of spells, which is probably what Ember hates.
Yeah, especially because he literally just TP'd back. But he's going to have the bottle at least to sip on, back to full HP. And that 3rd charge, so he's going to get a 5-minute rune here. Luckily, the ET shouldn't be able to actually invade and go sneak around. Although he is making an effort here. Go right along board. Yep, stomp to be able to zone out the Wisp. Good enough. Cold Snap, mid lane. They're going to go ahead and leave that bounty rune to bottle of Larl, who desperately needs actually stay.
Never refuse
He's
good
already actually, I think he's got a level. Yeah, he's a whole level behind already. Well,
It's just a tough lane to be able to beat, right? As Ember, the only thing that is really good against Invoker is that you can gank with relatively low, I mean, just no items at all, and you're still effective just because of your Searing Chains combo. And Coddle will really boost your mid game anywhere. But obviously early is going to be tough. They're concentrating all their efforts on Troll, and I think that's the right play. You have an IO and a Coddle. You might as well make your Troll invincible. But yeah, it's so difficult to fight this. Look, even Chakra Magic him, and they still get hit by a tornado. It sucks.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of support out and a lot of love from his Coddle. And they look like they might be fighting. We do have a gank out from KingR. Nice job. They've split the Wisp from the OD, which is going to make Force Major easy to kill. He should have tether.
Oh, he's trying to gain speed, distance from the creep, so he can just tether to the range creep. Pretty smart. They cancel his tether. Yeah, there's tether to the OD, much better. Because then you keep the tether alive, and that's already Astral level 2, which means that you actually have some time in the Astral.
Yep. And already mana being stolen here is going to give him more damage for the Arcane Orb.
He's playing this really well, honestly.
I don't know if this is a kill, yeah.
The OD is really hard to kill in lane because he's ranged. He perpetually has mana. You have the regen from the IO, and you have the Astral in case like a melee hero wants to murder you. And also the Meteor Hammer. So the Meteor Hammer is very obviously good because of the combo, right? Oh, Astral, I stun him, it's great. But on top of that, for the OD, some of the synergy it has beyond that. It helps him farm a lot, helps him push, something that OD can't do without a Meteor Hammer. And on top of that, in the lane, it helps him have the regen to just stay there forever. And OD is supposed to stay in the lane forever. He's supposed to just be the most annoying nuisance in the lane. So taking advantage of the Void Stone and the Ring of Health is really useful for an OD, and it's why this item has been so popular on him.
Can you still share those rings?
Under attack.
I'm pretty sure you cannot anymore.
Okay.
I remember when they still used to have their special icon. Back in Dota 1, that's what you used to do as a support. I remember there was a time where the carry would just go, buy ring, and you're like, okay, and then you give him the ring, and you're like, okay. I think the lack of sharing killed the Enigma 4. Because remember, you used to build Helm of the Dominator, and you used to share the Ring of Health for your carry, or your offlaner. And your offlaner was safe forever. Bye-bye, Coddle. See ya. You have a much more static lineup as VP.Prodigy. I don't think Coddle should be doing any plays like these. I mean, I understand because Troll can just be left alone, but it's best if Coddle goes and stacks, or just goes to the mid lane and helps mitigate some of the impact. Not necessarily if you do this. Oh, this call by Celebrity. Yeah, he was a bit too hopeful. Doesn't get the Meteor Hammer off. No Astral either. He lost their defensive capability. Tornado hits both of them, including the IO. The Stomp will also hit, but Illuminates here to prevent them from going any further.
He's totally fine. I mean, we even popped the stick charges for Wiz, so already's fine. It's the headdress as well, giving so much regen. 5.9 amplify. I think only one level 1 tether, but it should be level 2 tether here actually, or he's just saving a skill point. A weird move to make on the Wisp, but either way,
I think it's level 2.
So he's gonna have like a 1.01 or 1.05 or something like that. A very balanced number of regen multiplication. Nofear hoping for a big stomp here. He can actually look like get it off.
Magical? That's a really good tornado. Chains available. Coddle's running with the Chakra Magic. Larl, come to me! Oh no. He had the Searing Chains available, but no Sleight of Fist. Yep. And Coddle was just not fast enough for Chakra Magic in time, so they lose the kill on the Invoker. But at least the Invoker doesn't get any kills rotating top, right?
Yeah, well, we got the Coddle, right? But yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Funnick is now level 6. In fact, he's way higher than level 6. He's already maxed the reactive armor, so he's going to push this tower down. He's booted the Troll Warlord out of lane, who actually got a lot of farm here. For a while, Funnick was just cutting the wave near the tier 2 tower, and that just allowed Notice to get the experience free gold.
Interesting choice that we don't see the exit on this Troll, particularly especially because this game is really valuable to dispel whatever the Invoker launched on you, right? To dispel the Elder Titan's Astral Spirit. You have a lot of utility for this Ag in this game. I mean, Maelstrom makes sense. Usually it's the first item on Troll, and then you go Maelstrom Ag. But in this game, he seems to be going for a Dasher next.
Yep, here it comes. You just line it up with the H, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. It's done with the nice little Illuminate. DC's like, solo kill, guys. I got him. Don't worry.
Yeah, actually, when you... Oh, Shackles, the IO, gonna be caught out. There's the Hex, roll for the OD. Gonna get a double kill, and Force Major's dead. Silence Eclipse, fair amount of damage, but not enough to deter this push. Or sorry, this aggression. Tornado EMP will finish off Celebrity. They give the kill to Magical.
Yep. Very, very slight misplay, not using the Astral before the Sanities, but it's fine. It wouldn't have really netted him the kill, but would have increased the damage a little bit. Again, which wouldn't have done or changed any.
By the way, the Astral Spirit with the Astral Imprisonment with a Meteor Hammer, once you hit level 3, it's just, you pretty much cast Astral Imprisonment and you immediately do Meteor Hammer. Because it takes a bit to fall. So the H trick is nice, but it's not nice when you don't have max life. because you have to just do it immediately. You can't think about it. You can't like wait for anything, or else the meteor hammer won't quite hit immediately. And so for heroes like Shaman, that's fine. But for heroes like say Morphling, that matters a lot, because it's not just the 2.5 cast time. It's actually how long it takes for the meteor to hit the, which is like I think like a 0.3 or 0.4 seconds.
I don't remember. Does it say in the tooltip?
It does not.
I doubt it.
It's Dota, dude.
Yeah, it's Dota.
Dota was like, okay, we gave you like enough tooltips. Learn the rest of yourself.
Learn the rest
scrubs.
of the game. What does this Aghanim Scepter do? Who knows?
It's really hard to time it like that, actually. The one play. Timbersaw in trouble now here. Funnick. Okay, he's hit by the Solar Bind. That's a lot of magic damage amplification. Now that the Solar Bind, Funnick can get away. Has 13 stacks of reactive armor, so he survived this just fine. Instead, his Force Major is going to punish. That was a really offensive relocate. And obviously, Hustler will scout it out and kill.
Yep. Hustlers, they're going to not be very happy to see a Wisp back in their territory. There's a 45, but it is another 45 exit for this one. And they're probably not going to use it.
Dire's top tower has
Bye, tier 1 tower. They have lost their mid-tier 1 here already on the Hustlers, so it's a bit of actually a bad start for them here. The ODs managed to create a fair bit of space up in the top lane. Funnick is now going to probably look to set up in the mid lane and try and play this one like dead lane and actually force a reaction out from deep. But for now, they're pretty content to just be farming here. Troll already with the Maelstrom. He's got really good gold here already.
Yeah, that Maelstrom helps us farm a lot and has much less commitment than a Battle Fury, so you can just perpetually... Like, I like the Maelstrom a lot. I feel like it's the Mask of Madness of this patch. This last patch, you got Mask of Madness when you're like, I don't know if I want to fight or farm, but either or Mask of Madness is good. And this game you go, I don't know if I want to fight or farm, but either or Maelstrom is good. And it fulfills both. And for Troll particularly, I think it's one of the better fighting items as well, so I think it's very suited to him. He's going for BKB though, immediately.
He is, yeah. I did notice that, getting the Mithril Hammer just for bonus damage. Yeah, that always feels nice.
Yeah, for farming a bit quicker, right?
Roche as well, yeah, for farming quicker.
I still hope he eventually goes Axe. I think Axe is, with a Maelstrom, you don't need to buy it super early, but it's still a very valuable. Reducing the cooldown particularly is so great, and the spell in this game on the Invoker. Even on the Morphling, actually, because you can actually use Whirling Axes preemptively. He hits you with Blade, dispels the Ghost Hunter immediately, and then you don't get the extra damage.
Oh, does it constantly dispel?
That's what it should do.
I mean, it would seem like it, yeah.
I mean, either or, you can just wait till the Evo to hit you.
Sure, no, you're totally right.
It's either or.
You're totally right. Force Major, likely to be caught here. Unfortunately, the Wisp not quite fast enough. Funnick running on over. He's going to get a big old Whirling Death here with plenty of freeze to aid him. They keep the Wisp locked down long enough for Magical even to rotate on secure the kill. Urn of Shadows completed, 3 charge, so the the Cold Snap combo is rather effective. Going for the Witch's Blade here, already with the Blitz Knuckle, so significant damage coming out from our Invoker already.
Yeah, you can see that Magical is playing a more dominant Invoker. Not gonna. I mean, the Witchblade is very popular on Quasvex these days, but it's not popular on the Quasvex that are starting to look for like kills early. It's more popular on the Quasvex Invokers that are looking into an early position into Exord, that are looking to just be relevant at any point in the game, right?
It's a good item because before the Invokers, the Quasvexes would either go straight for the Vessel, or alternatively, they would like get a Solar Crest. Solar Crest, thank you very much. The other S item.
They go for a Mega Buff the carry.
And then like Mega Buff, yeah. Sometimes a Sheep Stick, right, for more control, and then Aghanim Scepter. Okay, Wisp is going to be okay. Nice time in here as they're going to bring Larl in. Nofear running for his life. Solar Bind will still reach a crawl as he will be absolutely murdered. Oh, Troll.
Dire's turret has been killed.
When you play OT a lot, even offlane, mid, whatever, you learn to calculate how to perfectly steal a kill. Okay, lightless, actually copying OT. Just always mana.
That's really annoying for the OD as well.
You have Shackles here. I think he might be dead. Well, second Astral. Nice blinding light for the Shackles. There's still the Io, but no relocates. Celebrity trying to make the snakes.
Where are your stuns?
Damage. What is the help here to stop the Shackles? No need it. Celebrity will actually play proper offlane and just tank the damage. Take down KingR. Okay.
We'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge that Force Major is the reason Celebrity lives there, of course, right?
Of course. It's the healer.
It's the healer, but he's just playing the guys. It's okay. I'll just, I don't know, make myself invulnerable for a couple of seconds. Wisp, stand underneath the tier 2 tower, get that bonus 5 HP regen, which is multiplied over to me, and pop the wand. We'll be fine. Lots of healing right there in that moment. They actually wasted as well the Serpent Wards. So they don't have that possible to push. They're going to be baiting as well around their Troll, looking to invade the jungle, set up some wards. A nice old stack here. Thank you very much, says Notice. He'll take that one. They might even get a couple of kills to boot.
Yeah, all good. That is a nice chunk of magic helping them out to guarantee this kill. Again, the Solar Bind just very useful, cuddle all over the map, right? And this is how you kind of have to play these matchups when you don't have enough catch. Just need to run an objective and say, all right, Hustler, you have two choices. You either fight me this objective and then we'll probably win because we have a better early game, or we take your tower. Either or is fine with us. And by the way, the dispel here for the troll is not just Cold Snap, it's also the Burn, it's also the Morphling E-Blade, it's being able to dispel as well later the Alacrity from the Invoker when he has it, and it's being able to dispel the other time extra damage.
Is it a strong dispel? Or
no, it's basic dispel.
Basic.
Even the so I mean the self is basic as well, but like both of them are basic. They get the strong dispel at level 25 though with the battle tracks,
Dire's bottom tower,
which will help you against the stuns like shackles and stuff.
Yeah,
You become just a huge tank, especially with the IO.
It's like Ursa.
There's a lot of utility. You guys are just not seeing a lot of the more value.
All right, so they're going to get him out of there.
It's tough where they're going for a kill. Invoker the targets. It's magical. It's going to die alone.
A really good setup there because the relocate cast time is going to be just about the same as an Astral Imprisonment, so you're going to be able to show up ready to party. Back down bottom, though, it's another party as they were looking to set up the kill. The Earthsplitter's really late. He's going to absolutely chunk through one. Before Shaman didn't stand a chance there. Couldn't even do a thing. As notice, VP.P will now expire.
All right, notice, just keep going for the tower. I mean, again, you're trying to force a fight. That relocate was really well used. Very similar to Recall, right? You fight top and you still continue to push bottom, never stopping the aggression. This Solar Bind, the slow is not great on Morphling, but the magic resistance, or the reduction of magic resistance is great.
It is, yeah, that's actually a really good point. Notice, he's sticking around a bit long. And he does, he's got the Wisp and you can say nearby.
Oh, also Whirling Death, another huge spell. Takes away a lot of your armor and damage. You can see the value, why the item is so popular. That's a really nice Whirling Axis. Funny's like, guys, I'm out of trees. I don't know if they planned it particularly when he was out of trees. That was a well-timed Whirling Axis though.
As Wisp with a bit more burst healing, so consider this one more like a Chen to be honest. More of a Wisp at this stage, as we've been seeing Chen more in the burst healing role, and Wisp, I want to say more frequently as sort of just attached at the hip, kind of just buffing hero. It's not really too often I see a mechanism on Wisp, but it's a good game for it here.
As a first item, mind you.
As a first
usual,
item,
like a third floor. Yeah. Usually you actually see Earn very popularly on the Wisp, or some sort of like magic one. Actually, Hold Lock has been very popular depending on the region.
But he's got such a beautiful TP animation. Oh, okay, he just wanted to sit down.
Yeah, he just wanted to show.
He just wanted to rest. He was really tired. Those little wings have to beat really hard. It's like a hummingbird.
Oh, he's got him someone as well.
Yeah, it's the Blink Dagger combo.
He didn't use the Meteor Hammer in time though.
Oh, you know what? Abo, I think it was a next level play because you get a little bit of residual vision with Sunstrike. They saw OD TP. So Phoenix like, maybe I can go in and snipe. Oh, not happening. Bot lane, they're going to be able to find out the Spirit in the trees. Oh, actually, he's in the real game, but he's going to win. Back down, no way, no. That Earthsplitter is just going to find him. Lightless in a really awkward position here, but he's got a lot of strength to play with. There's the TP being channeled, nothing to cancel that one. Celebrity's a bit too far away, so strike. It's going to be enough to get to the first life along with a Chakra Mount from Funny. Unfortunately, the Meteor Hammer perfectly timed there and is going to be a kill onto the ET, but a big win there actually for the Hustlers.
Yeah, I think Ember running across the fault line would be also a choice for the Earthsplitter. You know, when there's an earthquake happening, try to run away from the fault line.
He twisted his ankle there in the fault line and tripped and died, unfortunately.
Exactly. So there, unfortunately, Ember does die, which is a pretty big deal. But since Troll is so farmed, like, if you're ever playing this kind of lineup, which is so clearly forced to be a 4-protect-1, it is the perfect farm for Troll, right? The Maelstrom alone has already put them so far ahead of the Morphling, who usually farms decently, and he just wants to finish the game as soon as possible. We're seeing Abyssal try to burst on the Morphling, and then Scotty, probably the best counter a carry can get against the Morphling. That's why we don't see a Spirit Vessel this game. There's no need. If Troll can farm Scotty fast enough, it's better than Vessel anyway.
Wow, look at the jump as well. That should be enough to a little bit of
there's the H trick. Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Alright, I think you can still time it with Astral to perfectly get the Meteor Hammer, but it's really difficult. Because with the reason why Yols always saves you from Yols is because Yols, when you drop down, gives you like a 0.25 seconds, I think, vulnerability, where you can cast items and nothing can hit you. That's why you look at
they're going to set up for another kill in the match. Oh, it's a bait though. KingR is here. He's going to turn. We do have no relocate as well, but he's just going to be able to Astral himself. TP's coming in manually. They can recall anyone really now with the coddle if they need it. A good attempt, a really good attempt there for the Hustlers to set a trap, but it didn't work.
I mean, VP, they just weren't showing him the map though, so there wasn't too much security. Celebrities coming in, he's like, sure, yeah, Shaman, you think you can shackle him? He's not even astraling him because he knows he can just murder him with auto attacks.
Oh, he wants to save it as well, right? There's no point to astral him.
Oh, he has no access to it.
In case someone else jumps in, right? If the Invoker and Morphling is like, ah, crap, now I don't have this anymore. So no need to give your enemies an opening, right? I think that's a really wise move from Celebrity. Also, he gets to make fun of the Ember for getting shackled the entire duration.
Tornado stopping Notice from going any further, but instead, is he Notice, by the way, is thinking about...
Really?
Yeah, there's a blink. Okay, so he's thinking about top build similarly, where some people are starting to really abuse the Swift Blink on certain carries that particularly mid one comes to mind. The match that he played against with OG, sorry, where he actually just built Swift Blink. I think Midas Travel, then he went some other item, Maelstrom, I believe, shard into Swift Blink, and Swift Blink alone was already enough damage with Maelstrom to burst anyone with Omni and Swift Slash. Obviously, Jug is particularly good for doing that, but Toll's Battle Trance is kind of similar in that sense.
It is, yeah. Sonic and Larl going toe-to-toe. This is not really a fun time for Larl, so he's probably just going to Remnant back. Poking, I thought they had eyes on where the Remnant was.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Sure, KingR, it's not a reward. Oh, he's going for the bounty room. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, that's balanced. This is a good play. You need to get gold somehow.
Yep.
The enemy team right now is choking you a bit. You know if this goes late, you might have better team. X. Oh, the Astral will save him from the Sunstrike. Play by Celebrity then. Now they can go further. But the Tornado actually catches the Ember and comes back. Well timed. We had the Astral ready for Celebrity. No, he just blinked in without having the Astral, so he couldn't catch up to the Invoker. Instead, KingR is like, guys, I will die for you. It's all good.
Yep. Once again, Larl's not taking any damage. He's got the Flame Guard active. Celebrity Hex, so he couldn't even Astral. He wanted to, but he, again, wasn't going to there. Because, you know, he just wants to laugh more.
I like that he's not going for Ags this game. I mean, I see a utility, obviously, always for an offlane OD to the double Astral, but you don't have the combo with Meteor Hammer for the second one, right? And the Coddle's there to give you double Astral anyway, if need be. If you go for BKB and Hex, you have other sources of initiation and don't rely on this combo. Become weak as the game progresses when you can only do the Astral Meteor Hammer combo.
The thing I do like about the...
That was just under attack. Hustler dropped the Imp Claw? Yeah, I think that's Hustler's Imp.
Where?
The OD just picked up an Imp Claw.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it.
Dyer's top tower has fallen.
Can't tell about No, I didn't. Okay, someone else dropped the Imp Claw here, and Io was laughing.
What was I gonna go on? Oh, I kind of do like the Ags idea. Mostly, you're right, you don't... I feel like I've not really seen it. The OD games I've seen, they have not really gone for Ags on the offlane. It's usually the BKB after, but I kind of like it this game because, again, they do have some problems with Morphling in terms of nuking him down.
That's why I like Hex better, though.
That's true, but you can also just double Astral the Invoker, keep him out of the fight. He's going to be super annoyed with the BKB coming soon. Though it doesn't sound very likely, but in theory, right? Join me in imagination land. Every single time, you steal 20% of his max mana. Let's just call it like 400. It's more, but let's call it like 400, right? After both Astrals.
It's not. Oh, both Astrals.
After both, it's like 400. Well, I don't want to do the math because it's
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I dropped out of college. Okay. Anyway, and then you hit him with the Sanity's Eclipse onto the Morphling. That's some serious nuke damage.
Dyer's middle tower.
That's it. But again, that's fantasy land.
Shadow again, those shackles, you're like, I'm giving my body up for my team to live.
Yeah, Flame doesn't even get to do the Flame Guard, which is really can tank quite a bit, 500 damage, which even with the talent, I think it's anywhere close to really getting through there.
How much this troll is farming is kind of insane, and this is also kind of the fault of Hustler for not able to stop that every time, right? Io is really good save, sure, but they haven't hunted him or choked him or done anything to make sure that Notice can have this perma farm. And he was capable of going for an incredibly aggressive build. Like, Abyssal is a really expensive item. Building it early usually means that you're going to not have too many items by minute 24, 25, but if you have BKB, Maelstrom, Abyssal, you're fine, dude.
He's going to be going for the blink for that more all-in aggro, and I think this is great. This is a way to try and make sure you can catch up and just catch the Morphling off guard. You know, Blink Abyssal is just about as instant as you can get it. You need to face and turn the direction you want to blink in, and you need to face and turn the direction of the Abyssal. So that's the only limiting factor on items, because they do have instant cast times, right?
I think it's best to go for Blink first. Go for Scotty. Scotty will make sure the Morphling, even if he does survive your finish, won't be able to effectively attribute shift.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, you'll still attribute shift the man. You still should use it, but Scotty prevents that to a large degree.
No, you're right. The idea now is, hey, even if I went for Scotty first and we were not going to be able to close the gap, realistically, he's going to be able to get off the attribute shift and then kind of just run away.
And if not, Timber, by the way, won't be able to initiate either with the Scotty because you're pretty much you don't have Like the Maelstrom helps you already against his armor, and the Scotty will help you against his.
Alright, there's Magical's VP.P now on the ways. He's going to be Exhort with what, 5 points in the... Yep, 5 points.
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about, right? 4 points with the quads, you get like 5-6 points in the Wex, depending on your build, and then you go full Exhort. Because you want this Invoker to be more relevant in the late game, and if you don't get more relevant as soon as possible as like a secondary core, you want to mount mine. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exhort is the best way to do so. Quads Wex is fully for space creation, and it's very useful, but as you can see this game, Hustler had no intention of
No, I mean, not really. I mean, Lightless has been basically free farming. He's going to actually go for the shotgun build. With Manta style first, I thought maybe he was going to try and just go for stats, but he's decided that he wants to be able to blow people up with the taunt.
It seemed like a good stats game, honestly.
That's what I was thinking.
Like, I see the E-Blade being useful, but there are ways to prevent the E-Blade from killing someone, particularly overcharges.
Overcharge, yeah. Well, no. Remember, it's healing now.
Oh, it's true.
No more damage reduction. It feels like it, though, when you're playing against a Wisp, so I don't blame you on that one, Avo.
No, you're right. And we have the Astral, though, to prevent you from the shotgun.
That's the thing, right? Is we got a lot of
Ember.
like for burst damage. One of the best ways to counter it is burst healing, right? And we've got plenty of that now on the Wisp. We've got the Tether Max. I think it's what 1 point, so it's a 1.2 multiplier on a burst healing mechanism here. Absolutely mad amount, and nearly have actually. I mean, here we go, right? He's ready to fight again.
Now the overcharge has the Meteor and her splitter and come back. Yeah, exactly. The Meteor. And you're fine, Funny. Trying to get away. Celebrity found the snake. Celebrity gets pushed out of the snake into the ground. Guys, thank you. Missile Blade's ready. They go immediately for the Morphling, getting worse at the time. It seems like the E-Blade goes down, but no! The Illuminate ends up punishing him. So Lightless will lose his life to Coddle, as they also root up the Timbersaw. The Basher makes it really difficult for Funny to get away. Troll still full HP. Ayo lost a fair amount of HP, but all he's there for is to boost up the Troll. The Cold Snap deters him from going any further, but you got the Morphling. I think you're satisfied.
You are going to be real satisfied about that. That was incredible. Full Agi was what he died on, unfortunately. He was Ethereal Bladed, but nice job there by DSA preempting.
I see that's why you built Evo, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's the logic behind it, because otherwise I see stat build being better.
Yeah, that's true, because you can use it defensively. We also have a crap ton of magic damage. I mean,
no, I know. Sanity Eclipse,
you know.
Ember's existence,
Ember,
Illuminate.
It's just not an easy game to play more, funny enough, even though it's like they don't have lockdown for you, but what they do have is tons of damage. We'll take a look here, though. Yeah, like you said, Larl, he is going to be having now the Scepter. He's going to be going actually for the Scotty, so looking to play, again, a secondary carry. Notice it's just got an insane amount of farm here. He is really starting to pop off. That BKB, though, is now down to 8 seconds, but even without it, he was able to still turn and fight a little bit longer with the ulti. And a nice, like, a really good initiation, though, by VP, or counter, because they were setting up the Wombo combo for Troll Warlord, and they went, absolutely not. OD, he recognizes, even though he's used to be playing in the mid lane, he's like, nope, I have to use this utility to save my core. Yep, did exactly that.
No, exactly. No, I mean, he's an off-laner player at heart.
This is going to be a fair... oh, actually, Searing Chain's great at slowing down this counter. Roche, who will now be put to sleep, unfortunately. Didn't put his head on the ground. E-Blade combo. Nope. Again, the OD actual to save him, and the Flame Guard even. Notice now with the Abyssal Blade, he's going to find Magical. Funnick and Celebrity are going to be doing a nice little 1v1, but there's going to be the ulti looking for a bash. We're not going to find him. They have the detection for Magical, and he's dead. Notice with the double kill. Might just go back in for Roche, but for now, he wants more blood. Timbersaw recently here, rooted down by the Searing Chains, and killed off.
Timber's like, was I even supposed to move? Poor Timber didn't do anything in this fight. He got heavily controlled. Morphling comes in. He does shotgun Larl. This will work out. Meteor Hammer was not, so they can't really lock him down just yet. Nice DP. Very good at the strike.
Yeah.
But Celebrity does have that Meteor Hammer ready now. He's going for the kill on Nofear. He wants to punish this. There we go. Charging on the Age, and with the Illuminate, Nofear should be
Under attack.
well played.
4 kills there in exchange for the Ember. They can now go back and finish up Roche.
Still worthwhile.
Just about half HP. Exactly. Still worthwhile. This Ember, he doesn't mind really tanking for that. It's kind of sad that they don't kill the Morphling, and not really like in a haha, that's so sad for you, but more just like, ah, that sucks. That's a problem with their draft, though. We've already acknowledged this many times, and already he is going to be having now this E-Blade going for the next.
I don't know, this game I find that the choice by Morphling to develop the shotgun is like, okay, you have another hero you're gonna get together with the Invoker, together with the Timbersaw, that's gonna kill the backline. And my question is, who murders Troll? Like, who stops him?
Yeah.
If you had gone for Scotty, at least your 1v1 versus Troll, particularly when he uses Battle Trance, is not that bad.
Yeah, and when you also realistically consider in the 1v1, you have to include Wisp, right? Who is going to be tethered, tied at the hip, and being able to provide burst healing,
exactly.
which Scotty's even better against. And by the way, burst healing for Holy Locket now, 35% spell amp, which is so strong.
Yep. Like that's why I feel like the Scotty could have been a justification, especially because if you hit Troll while he's in melee form, it does kind of, he's a melee hero, which means that Scotty will reduce movement speed and attack speed greatly, which is a huge deal for Troll. And what happens to Scotty is very similar to other stuff. Every time you reapply, if you've hit him once in the melee form, it's going to reapply the melee form, even if he swapped the range. So that's another little trick if you want to use against Troll. Which is why I think the Scotty was a really good idea. The shotgun I don't disagree with, but it's much riskier to be able to play this.
It is, yeah, because we already see the Ember here with the Flame Guard able to absorb 500 of that initial shock, which is him to KB or Yules or
Paladin Sword on Troll. My goodness, like, is this guy even... He's gonna heal so much now. He went for Blink, he went for Scotty as well, just kind of quickly bought these two items. Now thinking of Mjolnir and the Axe. Why not? Notice gonna start pushing your high ground. Heaven's Hammer will help, and he's in his range.
Is under attack.
It is 5 seconds. Now the Yule centering him and bothering him a bit.
I mean, not much they could really do but watch him. They're going to put him to sleeper. Well, they're going to try, but basically to make that one a little bit more difficult. They've swept the wagon.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, it does last 5 seconds no matter what. Good to know. I wasn't sure if that was consistent, and it is, but they're going bottom now to try and save the OD. Lightless there with the kill onto one. He's going to get off the strength gain, though. Does get abyssal up. Is it going to be enough healing? Look at the damage, Avo. They've got him down dead for 74 seconds. Magical might be next. Might be able to get a, conciliatory kill there onto the Coddle, but won't be able to do so. Force Major after the relocate will be easy pickings for the two heroes left on the Hustlers, but they've lost really heavily there in that bot lane push.
Yeah, actually, I meant earlier with the Scotty, swap around melee. Of course, Scotty's better against range. As in, like, it lasts longer on.
Speaking of Scotty.
Yeah, his own. Yeah, he just got it for the last team fight. Now Timbersaw has an easier kill. Now, you can also see they use the Basher combo there, where you actually, if you throw an axe, but you swap the melee in the middle of the animation, then you get 25% chance of stunning, as opposed to 10% that you get from a lot of nifty tricks of Troll using that, and that's going to be Timbersaw.
12k net worth lead now. We got buyback on the Morph. He's back in 25. He's not going to have a Timber for a whole another minute. And that one is for certain, as he doesn't have buyback. Notice says backdoor. What backdoor?
There we go. Restore the tower in time to make sure that the multi-shot kills no creeps. They actually, the creeps are too slow. I think Larl body block him slightly to make pull out the leap wave. Troll's like, oh, take the melee racks. And you know it's bad when Troll is full melee form hitting your melee racks. There's no need. Usually you go ranged. But you go melee because you feel so comfortable in the enemy high ground.
Yeah, do more damage as well, right? So might as well secure it. And yeah, you're just feeling super safe. Morphling's gonna have a really big hard time killing the Warlord, especially with the Wisp right next to him. Who now has got a cheese, by the way, in case you needed any more burst healing. Here you go. With the, what, 1.2, that's gonna heal for
everything.
A lot. Yeah, crap ton there.
Crap ton, yeah. That's the proper mathematical term. I can tell you, I didn't drop out.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Didn't do math, though. I did drop out of that degree.
Did you? Oh, I forgot you told me that.
I did a dual degree.
Because he had to do a proof, when he was doing a proof, he was like, now that I think about it, why don't I tell you about this thing? It's like, no, Alvaro, focus on proof. Couldn't.
Okay, if he will hurt, but with soccer match, who cares? Now he has the BKB. The BKB can always be your dispel from Cold Snap, of course. Paladin Sword is keeping him alive, because of course that boost zone that you get from yourself, but everything Io gives you, like, it's ridiculous.
Ages for a minute.
Yeah, they can't really kill him right now, so Notice just taking advantage of this. He's like, alright, I can break the tether. X, have shackles again, forever there's still Aegis. E-Blade, not gonna kill him.
He's totally fine. He's even got Aegis, of course, as you're saying, so not even oh, gets off the ultimate. Oh, no, he didn't get off the ultimate. Alright, there's the first life maneuver through. Ice Wall is here. Of course, he does have BKB if he needs to pop it. Cold Snap combo. Notice. Doesn't really want to use it, though. I don't blame him.
He's committing. He's like, nah, this Ice Wall's not gonna make me use my BKB. It's an Ice Wall. He didn't buy Shard for the Ice Wall.
He didn't.
My opinion's not.
It's a really bad Shard. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I don't know. Some pro players. I remember watching Navi and said one of the players in Navi, I don't remember who. I think it was their mid lane. stated that the ice shard, sorry, the shard for the was the best shard in the game. One of the top 3. Yeah, no, they did infographic. And I was like, I guess if you're like...
that guy must love Invoker.
I mean, but even if you love Invoker, more reason why you think the shard's bad.
I mean,
because you never have trouble setting up the ice wall, right?
You would know Invoker is your most played hero, isn't he?
Nope. It's not true.
What's that one rating again? 38%?
It's Bloodseeker.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
With a 58%.
Radiant
So much more respectable.
That's a little bit better.
I only play Invoker when I'm intoxicated, okay? It's very unfair.
We're going to see a smoke attempt here. I think really just a hustler looking to find whatever farm they can. That's going to be an abyssal though. Perhaps in trouble. There's going to be the huge counter initiation. Sunstrike is going to be able to snipe the troll before he gets the ulti off. Lightless is kind of just trapped here in the middle of everyone, but he's just going to VP.P and TP away. Did he leave?
I think so.
Yeah, he's home.
He asked for
he got
Larl instead. Celebrity's like, well, Larl is your Morphling, so I'm going to do the 50-50 here.
Larl, you were the one that didn't draft us a stun, so I'm going to stun you instead.
I mean, stuns that pierce a VP.P. It was really just a troll and his abyssal. That was a really well played Hex, right? That was very important.
I was surprised that was so successful.
Troll needs the adversary now, because the stuns are starting to be induced. You can't rely on VP.P alone. See, I mean, it's his next item, of course. And then probably Swift Blink, I can only imagine for Troll. Punic, oh my god. That's a lot. Magical to VP.P. Celebrity's forced to ask for Larl shelf. Killing Larl. Is going to go for magical, but Lagri is making this difficult. Larl, as soon as VP.P is going to expire, he's going to be at the mercy of the Morphling. But they eat the cheese, get Larl back completely. Magical's already dead. And Hustler is rethinking this fight.
It's a 4v4. It's probably the best chances. They still don't have the troll.
Nice Astral will save the Wisp now. They're on the stop rider. Lightless been bottom by the Solar Vine. Wisp has the tether, and he's barely going to live. Thanks to that last bit of healing from the Essence Ring. That's going to save his life there. Yeah, well played there. No, he's going for Larl. Yeah, he has double searing chains to both enemy supports. We do not need the Meteor Hammer, just more damage. Nice Nofear will be the first target. And there's the settle for the Shaman. Again, no need for that hammer, just killing him with damage.
Yeah, I think that unfortunately is going to be probably the nail in the coffin here for the Hustlers. As game number 2 is really looking quite better for VP.P. The offlane OD actually really working wonders here for them. Despite really not having lockdown for the Morphling, it turns out it's not that much of a problem if you just have a crap ton of healing and he goes for the burst Morphling damage build, sorry. So far, we're going to have to see as with the Invoker back in 3 seconds and the supports back in another 10 and 20 seconds respectively. VP are still going to be able to clean up the mid lane of Barracks and even challenge for the Megas. Roche is going to be up soon though, and I know in them, I don't think they're going to be wanting to risk throwing this game when they've worked pretty hard here to get a good draft and a good early game.
Yeah.
So Roshan, how long will it be, sir?
You play it safe because Troll is also a great Roshan. Radiant, right? But you always have the advantage of the triangle, which means that the Roshan is much safer.
90 seconds till the BKB, sorry, till the Roshan up. Nice force staff away. Tornado will just catch him, but the Abyssal Blade as well is going to be caught by the big old chin of our ET.
Thinking because Ember's real.
I have no clue.
But
I don't know if he ever says his name because he only speaks in 4s.
No, he does have a name. Dota 1. All heroes that were in Dota 1. I think in the lore, all heroes Dota 2. Back in Dota 1, all heroes just have like a name and a title, right? So
it's probably like Steve or something. The Ember Spirit.
Nah, that's only Carl being full.
Oh, that's right. His name is actually Carl.
With a K as well.
Yeah.
Which means it's like a northern equivalent. That's how you spell it in Northern Europe. Not how you spell it in Spain. We call Carlos el Invocador.
Qué esotérico es.
We have Enchanted Quiver on him though, which adds a lot to his physical damage. Soon Boots of Trell, but the Invoker is kind of in a mixed hybrid build where he's almost useful late, but not quite. Because of the Spirit Vessel, the Force Staff. It's somewhere between utility and being a real carry. I think that's, if anything, turning away from his power. Like, if he had Hex, for example, I would like it maybe more than... Though I understand that it is...
Yeah, even this game, I would have preferred probably the Solar Crest build. But that's, of course, with the hindsight, how this match is going thus far. Lightless is going to have at least one of the ultimate orbs ready for the Scotty, but he also does need to save for buyback as the Hustlers are going to go ahead and smoke out of the base. Timing this one perfectly with Roche having respawned. Is that their courier in the pit? It's not. I mean, couldn't it be more impeccable here?
Of course, VP.Prodigy couldn't try to
Dire's middle
Ball
tower is
nearby.
under attack.
There's a series chain up to do. Larl, part of the Shadow Shaman. Can't do anything as VP.P. And Troll taking his damage as Timbersaw's Eclipse drop to murder Nofear mainly and also leave Lightless in shambles. And look at Larl just going through. He's not afraid of the Timber, nor is he afraid of the Morphling. And there's the Basher stopping Lightless. He's gonna have time to attribute shift. Destroyed in time with the Astro plus the Meteor Hammer combo. Not gonna crush the Timbersaw as he Yule Scepter himself to safety. The Searing Chains might just set up for this kill. Another bash. Pretty lucky this time by Notice. With the E-Blade, not gonna do much. Funning is going to die. Troll is just jumping over to Morph, trying to get the kill. Magical is target now. Noise finalizing the VP.P, but he wants to retreat. They've gone a bit too far, and they don't want to lose this match by overextending. Larl could be in trouble.
Oh, it might be Funnick even.
Yeah.
I think, they're going to go for more here. Hustle feeling pressure. Nice sunshine here. Nice run for a kill on Celebrity, but no, instead it's going to be the Abyssal Blade. We've gotten off the strength and it's barely done on more, but he is now falling quite quickly. Laurel up in the Yule Scepter. Great Echo Stop holds down 2. Lightless still alive. Laurel pops his second VP.P of this fight as there's some shackles now onto the OD. Laurel able to pick off the Shaman though extremely easily. Magic finds himself in a terrible spot as well. He's actually still alive. Might just live as the Force App gets him out of the range there of the Illuminate. All of a sudden, Coddle and OD both dead. The rest of VP.P, having got all 5 buybacks, 4 make that out of the side of the Hustlers, are going to look to now run. Careful here though, this Ember Spirit, when he dies, he doesn't drop the remnants. Look to go right back in. Still do that?
Did he do that? He wasn't expecting to die, I think. They just burst him onto potential, of course, of the E-Blade on Morphling. They buy back immediately though.
Yeah, but Roche is up, they have to.
I mean, they're just Troll +4 right now. With Ember being useful at like harassing the Shaman and stuff, but he's not capable of being the Morph, so you really have to be careful with the Troll main. There's a Swift Blink as the next item. He knows it's too late to get the Axe any longer. You have the Battle Trance strong dispels anyway, I believe.
Yep.
Yes, you have that spell to save you. It's much better. Let's see if they go for the Roche.
Give up this Roche?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I mean, you have the OD. You just don't want to buy back on OD. It feels so bad, but giving up this Roche might give Hustler a real chance in this game.
There's the buyback. They can recall the OG.
That blink control. Okay, the Hex immediately though. Ember just walking in, killing the Shaman. That's most of your initiation gone. North into the BKB and catches up to the ball with the Abyssal Blade, but he does have time to wait for him. It's not the safety. There's Ember chasing after him. North as well. The Scotty gonna slow him lightly. Good Yule to stop the battle turns from being too effective. They're gonna instead settle through the Timbersaw. Sandy's Eclipse guarantees the kill onto Lightless with one last hit finishing off Celebrity. And that's going to be 2 minutes on Morph, 2 minutes on Timber. Most likely game, to be honest, because they want to make sure that Magical also dies. There's the GG by Hustler. Game number 2 will go the way of VP.Prodigy, keeping the 2-1 tradition alive in this region.
Yeah, seriously, we are. But it's also a blessing here to be going long for every single time. Shout outs to the main production over in Sweden who are going to